Welcome to my The Man I Love guitar lesson in chord melody style. Hi my jazz friends all over the world, Sandra Sherman here. Greetings from Austria. You can download all the lesson material from the link down below in the info box. Please also visit my lesson shop Guitarversum.com for more lessons like this one. And now let's get started. We're in the key of E flat major and we have our usual song form AABA, 8 bars each, so that's a total of 32 bars. And we have this melody going on, actually a melodic motif. And just the chords change and we have a lot of modulations going on. I explain a bit of this also. So the melody starts on beat 1 and so we have to play the bass note first. E flat major is our first chord and we play the bass note first and then the rest follows with this melody, the B flat. Then you put your pinky up here and play the melody. C, B flat, C, B flat. And now for the D flat, that doesn't appear in the E flat major. We have to play an E flat 7 chord, or in this case an E flat 7 flat 9 chord in the shape of a diminished chord. That's a thing we can do. It's not even a substitution. It's an E flat 7 flat 9 chord without the root. Now the same with the E flat minor going on. E flat minor 7 standard chord all the way through, and then for the D flat we can harmonize it with an E flat minor 7 chord again. See, here we have an E flat minor triad chord with the 7th on top, gives us E flat minor 7. Okay, now the melody continues, but we change the key to F minor. Now we go to G half diminished, that's the 2 of the F minor cadence. Start with the G here and the rest of the chord follows and you have a G half diminished. Stretch your pinky. If you can't do that, then just play. Okay. And then D flat again, and that is the flat 5 of a G half diminished, so we can shape a G half diminished up here. That's an inversion. Here's your G, and here's the D flat melody. Okay? Just glide over there, it's a bar chord. And now this C7 sharp 5, that's the 5 chord. Usually I wouldn't bar this, but here I do. I start with the C, and then you have to watch out. It's just the B flat, the E, and the A flat. C7 or G sharp, sharp 5. Don't play that F here. Don't play the A string. That's why I usually don't do that, because if you strum, you have a wrong note in there. So you can also do it with your thumb if you want to. But now you need to stretch, and that's why I don't play it like this. Then it would be hard. And now you can leave it as is and play just the upper 4 strings, because we need this in a melody now. Now the next cadence, F half diminished to B flat 13. That's a cadence in, well, actually E flat minor. Here's an F half diminished chord. I bar it. Usually also I wouldn't bar it because of the 5th on top. It doesn't match the chord that has a flat 5 in there. So watch out not to hit that E string. Bass first and then the upper 3. Okay. F half diminished, the same as we had on G, but with the F, the root is here. Memorize your roots or you will not be able to move your chords around. These are all movable chord shapes in jazz. So here's your F. Okay, again. F, yeah. And now B flat 13. Usually you would have an altered chord always following in a half diminished chord, but the melody is the G, which is the 13 of the B flat. That's a bit unusual. Stretch, then bar, I mean, you could bar right away also. Yeah, that's probably even better. Then you play the upper four strings again, because we need that B flat on top. Then then the melody would be on the A flat, but there's a little time in between, a little space, so I fill it by picking the D and G string again. And here's your melody, play it a little louder, so people know that this is the melody. We now go to the G7 sharp 5. This is the first ending. We have it here. It's the same chord as the C altered we had up here, just on the G. So we bar it already. So then a C9. Now an F9 sharp 5. So here is your sharp 5 chord, and here's your ninth. So I play. You can bar already, I prefer, so I have a better pressure point here, and then I bar, okay? While I keep this ringing, this part. And then to B flat 13. And that was our first ending, and now I repeat everything, the whole A1 section for you at slow tempo. 3, 4. Check out my 35 beginner chord melody jazz standards if you want to add some real popular standards to your repertoire. You get the PDF tabs and the Guitar Pro tabs, including standard music notation, and of course you get all the detailed video tutorials. There is a link down below this video in the description box that leads you to the 35 jazz standards. And the bundle price is a real bargain, so grab yours now. For the A2 section, please repeat the first 5 bars of the A1 section. Now we have the second house, the second ending. And it's a little kind of a turnaround. E flat 6 we have here. And it's quarter notes, so it's 1. Next we have an E flat. It's supposed to be an E flat 7 with the G in bass, which would give us this chord, but we need to keep the E flat on top because the E flat keeps ringing usually. We can't do that here, but at least we have to play the same top note. So I went for this E flat with the G in bass, no 7th. There is just no room here for a 7th. Then A flat minor 6, leave this lying here. A flat minor 6, that's the minor subdominant, and then the A diminished chord, which also has the E flat on top. Right, so that's the first. Just strum through them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, sorry. Then back to E flat in the next bar, but with the B flat in bass, because that's a bass line going on here. I hope you see that. So from here to here to here to E flat 6 with the B flat in bass. Now, then we want to go to the D half diminished, and I just do a little quick chromatic approach. So it sounds a little bluesier in triplets, with the first being a rest, triplet, C half diminished, C sharp half diminished, D half diminished. Then a little bass that connects me to the 5 chord G7 sharp 5, right? And that's a 2-5 at the end, going to the B section, which starts on a C minor. So that's a C minor cadence. Right? So here's the entire A section, A2 section, right? 3, 4. right, and here's the resolution, our C minor chord. I play it like this right now. It's a C minor 11, so you can't bar this. And I don't play the F yet. Now I play the F, bridge over, and F sharp. Then A half diminished. Here's your A half diminished, but I played only up to the G. So I also play the A in bass, but you don't have to do that. But since I go now to the next A half diminished chord, which we already know, but now it's the A is here. And that A in bass can still be ringing, so it's a little fatter. And then D7, now it's the 5 chord of the A half diminished cadence, D7 altered. I play D7, sharp 5, flat 9 chord, or flat 13, flat 9. Then only the D7, sharp 5, G7, sharp 9, the Hendrix chord, and G7 flat 9 in the shape of a diminished chord. That's an A flat diminished here, equals G7 flat 9, right? So one above, I have the root, you play a diminished chord, right? Let's go through that again. C minor 9, C minor 7, A half diminished, which is C minor 6. I played with the C in bass. That's like your A half diminished chord before, but with the C in bass, right? Up until the G. And now it's 5 chord, A half diminished, D7 flat 9 in the shape of a F sharp diminished chord. You can also play the diminished chord from the 3rd. You can play it from each chord tone of the altered chord. It substitutes except for the root. 3rd, 5th, 7th, flat 9. Play a diminished chord, in this case from the F sharp, and you will get a 7 flat 9, D7 flat 9. D7 flat 9. Then it resolves to a G7, cowboy chord. And now a 2-5, D half diminished. I prefer to play that with the thumb because now I can go smoothly to the tritone substitute. Instead of going to G7, I substitute the G for a D flat. That's a tritone sub. And that's it. All you need to do is move everything to the left except that F here. Right? And now we repeat the first 2 bars. C minor 11, A half diminished, D7 altered, sharp 5, G7 sharp 9, flat 9 with an A flat diminished, C minor 9, C minor 7, and now we have a different ending. G half diminished now up here, C7 sharp 5, the resolution F minor, that was a minor cadence, G half diminished to C7 sharp 5, F minor 9, F minor 7, that's because the melody, you know. B flat 9 13, and this one's interesting. We need the G on top. I could have played a B flat 13, and you can do that. You know, we have a B flat 7 in the chart, and the G on top, we have that already. That gives us a B flat 13. I went for this baby because it's really nice. I like it. That's B flat 9, 13 chord, right? And then you can do 2 things to go for a B flat altered chord, the last chord that takes you back to the A section, A3. You could either simply move in the upper 2 strings, the index finger, because we need that A flat in the melody now. And that would give you a B flat 9 sus 4 chord. You can do that. It has something to it. And it resolves. But I played, and this is how that is in the chart as well. I wanted to create some tension for that last chord. And that's a B flat 7 flat 9 flat 5 chord. It's a well-known Joe Pass chord, plus the 7th on top, the A flat. So I just strum through this, make sure the A string is muted. So I play for more tension, but you can also go, that's easier. I prefer this one. All right, and that's it. Here's the entire B section at slow tempo for you. 3, 4. You can help to keep the free video tutorials of this channel running by becoming a member of the channel, and you can do so by clicking the join button right next to the subscribe button, which also grants you access to my mini lessons. You can also say a little thank you by clicking the thanks button and donate a little something. This really helps with the productions of the videos. Thanks a lot. For the last A section, please repeat the first 5 bars. Now it's really 5 bars, and we have 3 different ending bars. Actually 2, because the last one doesn't have any melody anymore. So we have a B flat 13, bass first, stretch, B flat 13 on top, with that B flat on top. Now the B flat 13 9 with the 9th on top, the C. And the resolution is E flat 6 and the bass note to follow. So here's the ending. I saw that half of you guys that regularly watch my channel are not subscribed to my channel. Oh no, you have to do that because I have hundreds of chord melody tutorials up here on my YouTube channel. Please also like that video because it's super important for me as a creator. Please visit my lesson shop Guitarversum, and I see you next week. Servus, Baba.